When you see this, someone is thinking of you deeply. The fact that you clicked on this video is no coincidence. There are moments in life when we feel an invisible connection, a pull that draws us toward a message, a word, or a sign. This moment, right now, is one of them. The idea that someone, somewhere, is holding you in their thoughts is not just comforting. It is powerful. It means that your presence in their mind is alive, active, and carrying energy toward you. Sometimes, when life feels heavy or uncertain, we forget that unseen bonds are still at work, shaping our days in subtle ways. This is a reminder that you are not forgotten, not invisible, and not alone. Someone carries you within the chambers of their heart and mind, and that truth is reaching you at this very instant. Before we go further, I want to encourage you to stay with this video until the very end, because the journey we are about to take is not just about listening, it is about participating. As you listen, allow yourself to open to the idea of connection, of energy flowing towards you. And when you are ready, I invite you to write your warmest wishes in the comments, along with the number 77. Why 77? Because it is a number that carries resonance, repetition, and power. By writing your wishes and marking them with 77, you give them space to breathe in the universe, to echo in the collective energy we are building here. Wishes have the power to come true when they are carried by belief, kindness, and shared intention. Let this be your offering, and let it multiply into blessings that return to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Now, with that one step taken, let us dive fully into the heart of the message. When you see this, it is because someone is truly thinking of you. There is a mysterious way that thoughts travel. Modern science calls it psychology, intuition, or even the ripple effects of emotional memory. Spirituality calls it energy, vibration, or soul connection. But no matter the label, the truth is the same. When someone thinks of you deeply, you feel it. Perhaps you can't always explain it, but you recognize the sensation. A sudden warmth in your chest. A flicker of a memory you didn't call upon. A feeling that someone just whispered your name without being in the room. These are not accidents. These are signals that you are present in someone's inner world, that they are reaching toward you across space and time, and somehow, the message has found its way through. Think back to the last time you suddenly thought of someone you hadn't spoken to in years. The thought came out of nowhere, didn't it? And sometimes, when you followed that impulse, perhaps by sending a message or simply sitting with the memory, you later discovered that they had been thinking of you too. This is the dance of unseen connections. It is a reminder that bonds are not severed by distance, nor are they destroyed by silence. The people we carry in our hearts remain tethered to us in ways we cannot measure, but we can feel. So when you see this, and when these words find you, let yourself believe. Someone out there is holding you in their thoughts with a depth that transcends the ordinary. The reason this message resonates so strongly is that we all long to be remembered. We all want to know that our presence in this world matters, that our existence touches others even when we are not in the same room, the same city, or even the same lifetime. When someone thinks of you deeply, it is like a gentle flame that refuses to go out. Their memory of you, their care for you, and their longing for you keep burning quietly, sending out sparks that travel farther than either of you could imagine. And sometimes, those sparks ignite a sign, a message like this, appearing before your eyes at just the right moment, assuring you that you are not alone. If you've ever woken up from a dream with someone's face vivid in your mind, or if you've ever found yourself smiling at a memory that felt suddenly alive, that is the evidence of deep thought reaching you. dreams, memories, random moments of clarity. These are not random at all. They are waves of connection washing over you, waves that began in the heart of someone who carries you in their thoughts. This is why you are here now, hearing these words. They reached for you in their mind, and the universe conspired to bring this message before you. When you see this, take a breath and let the realization settle. You are being thought of. Not in passing, not casually, but deeply. That means someone has replayed conversations with you in their mind. Someone has wondered about your well-being. Someone has smiled at the thought of your laughter, your kindness, your unique way of being. This is the kind of thought that leaves imprints, the kind that lingers and reshapes the very air between two souls. It is not bound by the clock or by geography. It is timeless, enduring, and alive in this moment. So many times we walk through life believing that we are unseen. We convince ourselves that we are forgotten, that no one cares, that our footsteps leave no echo behind. But this is not the truth. The truth is that even in silence, you exist in someone's world. Even in solitude, your name is carried on someone's heart. When you see this, let it serve as a counterweight to every doubt, every loneliness, every heavy thought that has tried to convince you otherwise. The truth is simple. You are thought of, you are valued, you are remembered. The beauty of someone thinking of you deeply is that it reminds us of the unseen architecture of love and connection. Love is not always loud. Connection is not always visible. Often, it is subtle, quiet, and hidden, but no less real. When someone's thoughts dwell on you, they are weaving you into their days in ways you cannot see. And yet, somehow, you feel it. The sudden urge to smile, the warmth in your chest, the comfort in your spirit. These are the whispers of their thoughts finding their way to you. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through a forest. The trees are tall, the path is winding, and you are alone. Or at least, you think you are. Then, without warning, a ray of sunlight pierces through the branches and lands right on your shoulder. That warmth, that light, is how someone's thoughts feel when they reach you. They arrive unexpectedly, but when they do, they remind you that you are never truly walking alone. Someone, somewhere, is carrying you within them, and that presence is enough to shift the air around you. When you see this, it is not simply chance. It is alignment. Life has a way of bringing us exactly what we need at the precise moment we need it. Some call it fate, others coincidence, but deep inside, you know it feels like something more. The truth is, when someone thinks of you with intensity, that energy has to go somewhere. It travels, it radiates, and eventually, it finds a path to reach you. This message is proof of that. It arrived in front of you, not because of algorithms or randomness, but because the thread between you and that person is still alive, still strong, still vibrating. You are connected, and that connection demanded that you see this right now. There are many different ways this invisible connection shows itself. Sometimes it's the soft tug in your heart that makes you pause. Other times it's the flash of a memory that feels as vivid as if it happened yesterday. Or maybe it's the sudden urge to check your phone, to glance at a message, to revisit a photo, or even to whisper their name to yourself without knowing why. These little nudges are not meaningless. They are footprints of thought, signs of an unseen bond, proof that someone's inner world is echoing with the sound of you. People often underestimate the power of thought. We speak about words and actions as though they are the only forces capable of shaping lives, but thought itself carries weight. To think of someone deeply is to give them space in your inner reality. It is to keep them alive in your soul, And when that happens, it creates ripples. Those ripples move outward, touching not just the thinker but also the one being thought of. This is why you are here. You are the subject of someone's deep reflection, and the ripples of their mind have reached you across distance, circumstance, and even silence. Consider this. If you are watching this right now, it is because your energy is intertwined with theirs in such a way that you were pulled into this very moment. The universe has countless messages, countless signals moving across its vastness, but you found this one. Why? Because this one belongs to you. This one is carrying a truth meant only for you, that right now, someone is holding you inside their heart with tenderness, longing, and perhaps even love that words could never fully capture. There is something incredibly beautiful about being thought of when you don't even realize it. You could be sleeping, unaware of the world, and yet someone is awake, turning their thoughts toward you. You could be going about your daily routine, working, walking, resting, and yet, in another place, someone's mind has paused on your memory, holding you steady, refusing to let go. These unseen moments are reminders that you are part of someone's internal landscape, part of the fabric of their existence. And when those thoughts are deep, consistent, and filled with emotion, they become more than mere mental images. They become energetic offerings. Sometimes, these thoughts come with yearning. Someone may wonder how you are doing, if you are happy, if you are safe. Other times, they may come with gratitude, as they replay memories with you that bring them comfort. There are also moments when the thoughts come with unspoken words, things left unsaid, apologies never voiced, affection never confessed. But no matter the form they take, the core remains the same. You are present in their mind, deeply woven into their thoughts. That presence alone is proof of a connection that cannot be erased. It is important to allow yourself to feel the truth of this. Too often we dismiss the idea that others think of us, especially when loneliness whispers otherwise. We convince ourselves that if someone is silent, they must not care. But silence is not emptiness. Silence often holds the loudest thoughts, the ones that echo most powerfully. And when you see this, it is evidence that silence has not erased you from their mind. You remain alive in their thoughts, as vivid and undeniable as ever. Think of a river. You cannot always see where it begins, and you cannot always predict where it flows, but you can feel its presence, its current. Thoughts are like that. They flow from one heart to another, sometimes quietly, sometimes with force, but always with direction. Right now, you are standing in the current of someone's thoughts. Their mental river has flowed toward you, and this message is the proof you needed to recognize it. They may not say it aloud, they may not be able to show it, but their mind has returned to you over and over again, and that is why you feel this pull, this undeniable truth, as you listen. Even if you have doubted it before, let this moment change that doubt into recognition. You are thought of, you are remembered, and more than that, you are cherished enough to live in someone's mind when you are not physically near. That is no small thing, that is a gift. To be carried in someone's thoughts deeply is to be carried in a way that transcends the ordinary bonds of this world. It is to be honored by memory, by imagination, by the energy of care and devotion. When you see this, remember that deep thought is never random. For someone to hold you in their mind with such persistence means you have left a mark on them. It means your presence, your actions, or even just your essence has touched them in a way they cannot shake. Perhaps it was your kindness in a moment when they needed it most. Perhaps it was your laughter, echoing in their memory when silence surrounds them. Or perhaps it was the way you listened, truly listened, in a world where so many voices go unheard. Whatever it was enough to carve you into their heart. Now, their mind returns to you as if retracing the lines of a familiar drawing, as if revisiting a melody that will never lose its beauty. Sometimes, we underestimate how much we matter in someone else's story. We live our lives thinking that what we do, what we say, and who we are passes unnoticed. But when you see this, let it remind you, nothing about you goes unnoticed. Every smile you've shared, every word of comfort you've offered, every time you stood up for what mattered to you, these moments have built memories in someone else. And those memories are alive, replaying, revisiting, living inside of them, keeping you present even when you are not near. The human mind is a vast universe, and within it are countless constellations of memory and thought. You are part of someone's constellation. In their inner sky, you shine brightly enough that they return to you when they need light. Even in their darkest nights, they remember you. Even in moments of uncertainty, the thought of you becomes a guide. That is the power of being thought of deeply. It transforms you into a source of light, a presence that continues to shine in another's universe. When you are thought of like this, it creates a resonance. You may not realize it, but you feel it in subtle ways. It might be the sudden calm that washes over you when you're anxious. It might be the warmth that lingers for no reason when you're alone. It might be the smile that rises on your lips before you even know why. These are not meaningless reactions. These are the echoes of someone else's thoughts brushing against your spirit. Their energy is reaching you, finding you, wrapping around you like an unseen embrace. Imagine two tuning forks. When one is struck, the other begins to vibrate, even if untouched. That is how deep thought works. When someone thinks of you intensely, with focus and care, your energy resonates in response. You may not hear the sound, but you feel the vibration. This is why certain moments feel heavy with presence, why you sometimes know without knowing, sense without proof, and feel without explanation. The connection is real, and it reverberates across the unseen spaces between you. It is not always easy to accept that we are thought of so deeply. Doubt creeps in. We tell ourselves we are forgotten, that people move on, that time erases us. But time does not erase what is written in the heart. Distance does not dissolve what is alive in memory. Silence does not kill what the soul has chosen to carry. When you see this, let it remind you of that truth. You remain alive in someone's inner world, and no passage of time, no miles of distance, no layers of silence can erase you from their thoughts. Perhaps this message is reaching you because you've been questioning your worth, wondering if you matter, or feeling invisible in the noise of daily life. This is the universe's gentle way of answering those questions. You matter enough that someone carries you within them. You are visible enough that someone's mind paints pictures of you even when you are far away. You are loved enough that someone's heart refuses to let go of you. Let that truth sink deep into you, because it is a truth that no doubt, no fear, no insecurity can undo. When you see this, you are being invited to trust in the invisible bonds that hold us together. Not everything can be seen with the eye. Some truths are felt with the soul. And one of those truths is this: you are remembered. You are cared for. You are thought of with depth that cannot be measured, but only experienced. And right now, that experience is unfolding as you hear these words. This is not simply a video. It is a mirror, reflecting back to you the reality of your unseen connections. When you see this, understand that thoughts are bridges. They are invisible pathways that connect one heart to another, one soul to another. Someone is standing on that bridge right now, reaching toward you with their mind. Even if you cannot see them, even if you cannot hear them, the bridge is alive. Every memory they hold of you becomes a step they take closer to you. Every unspoken word becomes a beam of light across the gap. And every deep thought becomes a confirmation that distance is powerless against true connection. The bridge stands, no matter how far apart you may be in the physical world. Think of how often we walk through life feeling disconnected, as though we are islands separated by vast oceans. And yet, when you see this, you are reminded that there is no true isolation. Someone has been sending silent waves toward you, carrying fragments of memory, emotion, and care. Those waves have been reaching you in ways you might not have noticed until now. They touch your dreams, they stir your emotions, they shape the coincidences that seem too perfect to ignore. The universe has its ways of revealing the hidden bridges between us, and this moment is one of them. There is a unique intimacy in being thought of without knowing. When someone speaks to you directly, you can measure their words. When they act toward you, you can see their intention. But when they think of you in silence, you cannot measure it, you cannot see it, yet it exists all the same. And in many ways, it is even more powerful. Because to think of someone deeply is to carry them inwardly, without expectation, without demand. It is a form of love that asks for nothing in return. It simply exists, quietly, faithfully, like a candle burning in the dark. Consider how strong the human mind is. With it, we shape realities, solve mysteries, and dream worlds into existence. Now imagine the power of that mind turning toward you, holding you gently, persistently. That thought becomes a force, and that force moves through unseen channels until it touches you. This is why, at times, you feel a sudden wave of comfort or an unexplained sense of peace. That is not random. That is the energy of someone's thoughts arriving, wrapping around you, reminding you that you are cherished in ways you may not always recognize. There is also a mystery to deep thought that goes beyond emotion. It taps into memory and imagination. Someone thinking of you deeply is not only recalling who you were, but also envisioning who you are now, and perhaps even who you might become. They hold a past version of you in their heart, but they also dream of future moments, of what it would mean to cross paths again, to hear your voice, to see your smile. In this way, their thoughts extend beyond memory. They become seeds planted in possibility, living simultaneously in what was, what is, and what might yet be. When you see this, you are being asked to let go of the fear that you are forgotten. Fear has a way of whispering lies. It tells you that silence equals absence, that distance equals loss, that time equals erasure. But those are illusions. What is real is the fact that you remain alive in someone's inner world. What is real is that no matter how far life has carried you, no matter what roads you've taken, someone's thoughts have kept you close. They have not forgotten. They have not let go. And the proof of that is the resonance you feel in this very moment. There are people who think of us lightly, passing thoughts, fleeting memories, momentary glimpses. But deep thought is different. Deep thought lingers. It returns. It reshapes itself and becomes part of the thinker's very being. When you are thought of in this way, you are not just remembered. You are integrated into their inner life. You become part of their reflections, part of their silent conversations, part of the fabric of their existence. And when someone carries you this deeply, it changes not only them but also you. For their thoughts do not remain with them alone. They extend outward and touch you, reminding you of your worth, your presence, your place in their world. Take comfort in knowing that the person thinking of you deeply might be someone you already sense. Perhaps you have felt their pull in your dreams, or maybe you've noticed their presence in your thoughts as well. Often, when someone is thinking of us with depth, our own minds respond in kind. The connection becomes a two-way current, flowing back and forth, weaving an invisible thread that binds two souls together in ways they may never fully explain, but can always feel. This is why, at times, you suddenly think of someone for no apparent reason. It is because, at that very moment, they are thinking of you too. When you see this, you are encountering evidence of an invisible truth. You live in the inner world of another person. Thoughts are not empty, nor are they meaningless. They carry weight, direction, and intention. And when someone's thoughts return to you with depth and persistence, it means that you are not just a fleeting figure in their past, or a name that drifts in and out of memory. You are rooted in their soul. You are part of the architecture of their emotions, someone whose presence has shaped them in ways they cannot undo. This kind of deep thought is not an accident. It is the result of something real, something lasting. Think of how certain melodies stay with you long after the song has ended. You may be walking down the street or lying awake at night, and suddenly the tune rises up again, unbidden but unmistakable. That is how you live in someone's mind right now. Your presence, your essence, the way you made them feel. These have become like music, looping softly in their heart. They do not need to call upon it. It simply rises on its own, reminding them of you, carrying you forward into their present moment. Sometimes these thoughts are gentle, like the whisper of wind across a quiet field. Other times, they are overwhelming, crashing into the person with waves of longing, nostalgia, or affection they can't fully express. Either way, the thought of you never leaves them untouched. It moves them, shapes them, stirs something within them that no other presence quite can. And that is why, even now, you are being reminded of it, because the depth of their thought is too strong to remain contained. It has spilled into the universe and found its way to you. It is also worth remembering that deep thought is often connected to emotion that has no clear outlet. Someone may be thinking of you deeply but unable to say it. Life may have created distance, circumstances may have built walls, or pride may have sealed lips shut. Yet in silence, their thoughts remain faithful. In stillness, their mind returns to you again and again. And in the privacy of their heart, you remain alive, vibrant, and significant. That unspoken devotion is still devotion, and it is reaching you in ways words never could. When you see this, it is an invitation to open your spirit to recognition. You may not know their face in this moment. You may not hear their voice, but you can feel the truth pressing gently against your awareness. Someone is holding you close in the unseen space of thought. Someone is giving you energy by the simple act of remembering you, caring for you, longing for you. And as you recognize this, it softens the loneliness that life sometimes presses upon you. Because how can you be alone when you are so vividly alive in someone else's inner world? There is also a sacredness to this kind of thought. To think of someone deeply is to give them honor. It is to pause in the busy rush of life and make space for their memory, their presence, their essence. It is to say without words, "You matter, you remain, you live within me." This kind of thought is not common, and not everyone inspires it. The fact that you do means that you carry something rare, something unforgettable. And when you are thought of this deeply, it is a reflection not only of their love or care, but also of your own unique ability to leave a mark on the human soul. So take this moment as a gentle affirmation. Let it remind you that you are worth remembering, worth thinking about, worth holding close, even across distance and silence. The very fact that someone's mind has carried you this far means you are woven into a story larger than yourself. That is why this message has found you. It is not chance. It is not random. It is the universe's way of whispering the truth. Right now, someone is thinking of you deeply. When you see this, you are standing in the middle of a mystery that is both simple and profound. The simple part is that someone's mind returns to you. The profound part is why it returns. A person's thoughts are shaped by countless experiences. Yet out of all the faces, all the voices, all the moments they have lived, it is you who rises again in their memory. That is not ordinary. It is extraordinary. It means that you have imprinted something on them that cannot be replaced. Something so unique that their spirit continues to seek you even when you are not there. You may never fully know what it is about you that holds them so deeply. Sometimes it is the smallest things. The way you once laughed at a moment others would have overlooked. The warmth in your eyes when you listened. The strength in your silence. The truth is, it is rarely one grand gesture that makes us unforgettable. It is the quiet details, the things we do without even realizing, that lodge themselves into someone else's soul. And right now, you are being thought of because of those details, because of the essence of who you are. There are times when people try to forget. Life demands it, circumstances insist on it, distance enforces it. Yet forgetting is not always possible. The mind may attempt to turn away, but the heart has its own memory, and the heart remembers differently. When someone thinks of you deeply, it is because their heart has decided that you cannot be erased. No matter how much time has passed, no matter what has changed, their heart insists on carrying you, and that insistence becomes thought, returning to you again and again, as steady as the tide. This is why, when you see this, you may feel something stir inside you. The stirring is recognition. It is your spirit acknowledging that someone else's energy has brushed against you. You may have even felt it before this moment. An unexpected calm, a sudden warmth, a pull you couldn't explain. Now you know why. Those were the ripples of thought reaching you, subtle but real. They were signals, waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to understand that you are not forgotten. There is also an unspoken courage in someone thinking of you deeply. It takes courage to hold someone in your mind, especially when life has created barriers. It is easier to let go, easier to push away, easier to bury feelings under silence. But deep thought defies that. It keeps you alive in their inner world, even when logic says otherwise. That is love in one of its quietest, most enduring forms. A love that does not vanish simply because life has grown complicated. A love that chooses to remain, even when it cannot be spoken. When you see this, let it be more than comfort. Let it be strength. Because if someone can think of you this deeply, it means you are capable of leaving imprints that last. It means you are not just passing through life unnoticed. You are shaping lives, changing hearts, building memories that endure beyond time and distance. You matter more than you realize, and this unseen thought, traveling across the silence, is proof of it. And perhaps, as you let this truth settle, you will notice your own heart stirring as well. Perhaps someone has already been on your mind, someone whose memory lingers in you with the same depth. If so, take it as a sign that connection is never one-sided. Energies reflect and return. To be thought of deeply is often to think deeply in return. It is the invisible handshake of souls, the meeting place of hearts that continue to recognize one another across the unseen spaces of existence. When you see this, you are being reminded that thought is not bound by walls, nor by silence, nor by time. It flows where it wills, carrying the essence of one soul to another, no matter the obstacles. Right now, that current has carried someone's memory of you, someone's reflection of you, into the present moment where you can feel it. That is why this message resonates so strongly, because it mirrors something already happening beneath the surface of your awareness. It tells you what your spirit already knows, that you are present in someone's mind, deeply, constantly, and meaningfully. We often underestimate how long we live inside other people. Life moves quickly, and we assume everyone forgets as easily as the seasons change. But that is not true. Some presences stay. Some memories endure. Some faces cannot be erased no matter how far time carries us, and you are one of those presences. The proof lies in the fact that right now, someone is thinking of you as if no distance, no silence, no circumstance could undo the bond you share. That is not an ordinary thing. It is a rare, extraordinary connection. There is comfort in knowing this, but there is also responsibility. When you are thought of deeply, it is because you have touched a life in a way that mattered. That truth invites you to continue living as someone who leaves imprints of kindness, love, and authenticity. You may not always see the results of your presence, but they are there, echoing in the lives of those who carry you within them. Your influence extends farther than you know, and each thought of you, each moment someone remembers you, is evidence of the difference you have made. When you see this, let yourself rest in the knowing that you are never as alone as you think you are. Even in your quietest nights, someone's mind is holding your image. Even in your hardest days, someone's thoughts are reaching out to you, like a hand extended across an unseen distance. And even in your most uncertain hours, someone is sending energy toward you without even realizing it, because they cannot help but think of you. That is the strength of connection. It endures even when unspoken. This message is not only a reflection of another's thoughts, it is also an invitation to listen to your own. Who rises in your mind when you are quiet? Who comes back to you in dreams, in sudden flashes, in unexpected waves of memory? Those names, those faces, are not random either. They are signs of the threads that still bind you. Threads of care and remembrance that cannot be cut. Just as someone is thinking of you deeply, you too may be carrying someone else with the same intensity. This is how the invisible web of connection is woven, thoughts flowing back and forth, binding hearts across silence. When you see this, hold the truth close. Someone values you enough to remember you, to revisit you in their mind, to keep you alive within them. That is a rare kind of love, and you are worthy of it. You always have been. No matter what doubts creep into your heart, no matter what fears try to convince you otherwise, this remains true. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are being thought of right now, deeply and sincerely. When you see this, take a deep breath and let the truth reach you without resistance. Someone is thinking of you deeply. Their thoughts are not shallow, not passing, not fleeting. They are rooted, steady, and alive. And that alone is proof that you hold a place in this world that no one else can take. For all the moments you have doubted, for all the nights you wondered if you were invisible, for all the times you feared you were forgotten, this is the answer. You are remembered. You are present. You are carried in the mind and heart of another. What makes this truth powerful is that it continues, even in silence. Silence does not erase you. Distance does not erase you. Time does not erase you. If someone carries you in their thoughts today, it is because you left an imprint that nothing could wash away. You are more than a memory. You are a living presence that continues to breathe in their soul. And each time they think of you, they keep you alive in their inner world, shaping their days, coloring their emotions, and anchoring their spirit to the reality of you. When you see this, you may feel a warmth in your chest, a calm in your spirit, or a sudden stillness in your heart. That is not random. That is the reflection of their thought reaching you. It is the invisible touch of energy, a whisper across the unseen distance that separates two souls. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to prove it. You only need to feel it, to allow it to be real, to accept that you are thought of, deeply and sincerely. And if in this moment your own mind begins to drift towards someone, know that this too is part of the connection. Thoughts often mirror each other. The one who remembers you may be the same one you remember, the one whose presence you cannot shake, the one who lingers in your heart even when words are unsaid. This is the invisible exchange between souls. They think of you, you think of them, and the thread between you glows brighter for it. So let this final moment settle into you as a gift. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are someone's thought, someone's memory, someone's quiet devotion. You are alive in the mind of another in ways that transcend silence, distance, and time. That is the meaning of this message. That is why it has found you. And that is why, as you finish listening, you can carry with you the unshakable truth. Right now, someone is thinking of you deeply.